Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talks Ambition, the show where a bunch of us Team Ambition content creators and goons and alike talk about amateur League of Legends, amateur esports in general, and just fun topics that some 20-something-year-olds and Gigatron want to talk about. My name is Moose, and it's like podcast number 7 now. So really excited to have you guys here, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed your last couple of weeks. We've got a fantastic panel of fun people here today. It's a full house. We got Gigatron.
So,
We got
I
we got Stripes.
Hello, hello.
We got the one and only deity is here.
Diet Pepper.
Hola, that's a new one. Diet Pepper.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
No, we don't have the doctor anymore. He lost his
he lost his
not doctor.
PhD.
Yeah, he lost that.
I got moondoed, man. I'm lucky.
You got moondoed?
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
No,
what
that's
is
a
that
real
supposed
doctor.
to mean?
That's
What's that supposed to mean?
I thought Moondo's a fake doctor. He's just like delirious.
Well, Mundo lost his license, I thought, or was it Singe? One of the two.
Singe the doctor?
Regardless,
I thought he was a scientist.
Scientists have PhDs. Come on, Stripes. Be more inclusive.
Well, anybody can have a PhD then, in that term.
Yeah, I mean, literally,
Technically,
it's
yes.
true.
Yeah.
Technically, yes.
Now wait a minute. In Arcane I guess isn't actually canon, but in Arcane, doesn't Soko refer to him? He isn't ever referred to as Singed. He's always referred to as Doctor.
He is. You are correct on that note.
So I
Spoiler
would
warning.
Oh my! Well, it's not spoiler.
Well, it's kind of like a year old.
Yeah, it's like a year old now. If you haven't seen it, then long story short, it's good. You should watch it. And to round out the roster for today, we've got a special guest. He's a streamer, League of Legends player, a TFT extraordinaire. He is the one and only brother Buddha. Buddha, how are you?
How y'all doing?
I'm doing well. I always have to mess up people's names, because it's just what I do.
It
You
makes him
didn't
feel
say
more special.
bootier, bro. I'm so disappointed.
Shit, that's so good.
I do
Bootier.
everything. It's not just Bootier. It's Bukong, Bootier, Bootiana. It's whatever the flavor of the month is.
Yeah, jeez.
Anna. I just picture you playing with the little hula hoop.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no.
New content for you.
New content? New stream? Is this gonna be your new what is it, cosplay, Buddha?
No, sir.
I'm waiting for
Still
the
building your
Boogot,
experts.
bro. Boogot drunk.
Oh
Boogot?
my god, yes.
Oh, the
We've been given some bootier stats. I heard you're like 6.5 feet tall. You've got luscious, like burgundy brown hair with golden hazel eyes. You're like the perfect man.
Well, I would love to think so, but that's a little bit of an exaggeration. I'm about 6 feet tall. I do have brown hair and hazel eyes, but I would not say I'm 6'5". Definitely don't
Buddha's-
row for UC
I
Davis.
think it's 6.5.
Well, I did say 6.5 feet, so I
You were
was
close
giving
to
you
getting
that
the
extra
social.
inch.
Buddha's just the Adonis, but he doesn't want us to know. It's fine. Unlucky.
Nah.
Well, we're glad to have you here. We got some conversation topics that we definitely want to talk about, especially including TFT and all that fun stuff. Just a couple of quick announcements. TA side, if you guys have not done so already, please feel free to follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the Twitter, and join the Discord. That is where you're going to be able to stay up to date with all of the TA content. Whenever we're on stream at the Team Ambition channel. It's all, all great content, all a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of great people here. Gigatron's here as well. Gordo's here as well. A bunch of great, talent as well. So if you want to be part of that and you want to be part of the community, please do not hesitate to do so. Also, of course, Team Ambition did pair up with Team Fish Taco to create merch. Merch for Team Ambition. If you guys want to get yourself some sweet, out of game content, you can do so and find the link to that in the Discord channel. So come on out and enjoy all of that. But that being said, with that out of the way, I want to talk to you guys about something because I just learned in the last week that my tattoo artist is coming back into Vegas to finish my leg piece. I've got a whole Naruto sleeve on my leg, but there's still work that needs to be done with it. And so she's coming back in to put some more progress in on that. Very, very excited. It's going to be very expensive, but I'm really excited. But I want to know from you guys, because I've thought of it. If I had to get a League of Legends tattoo, what would your League of Legends tattoo be? It could be anything. A phrase, a portrait, a sleeve. What do you guys?
I've thought about this.
I'm sure you've thought about this.
Okay, on my right shoulder, like your bicep and tricep meet.
Yeah.
I would have a little Gnar, and then I would have the shadow of Mega Gnar overlooking him in like a demonic kind of
Ooh.
way.
That's
That'd be
cool.
mine one.
Regular Gnar or a different skin?
Regular. It'd be regular because I want it to be OG. Like I don't want
Okay.
people to be confused if they do know League or if they any idea of it.
Gotcha.
Like I don't want to make it too confusing to make it like too stretched. Who's
I have
next?
2 different ones that I would do. So one is a TFT one, and it's literally just grab a couple different little legends that I like the Umbra, Chonk, and probably Gloob, and then just put them around a table, having food or coffee or something like that, having tea. Be something cool to have. Put that on my arm, and then the other one would be, so I love dragon tattoos for the most part. Dragonmancer would be nice to put on there for Yasuo on my arm, or I would do the different drakes, the different symbols. I thought that would be cool.
Chemtech Drake,
That'd be-
obviously.
Well,
That'd be
yeah,
really
it's gonna be
cool,
in
the
there.
symbols.
Duh.
It has to
Is it-
be.
But so what you do is you make a band of it, and then you make them smaller, so this way that when they start adding in more tricks, you can keep adding to it.
That actually should be funny.
All right, if I had to get a tattoo, League related, I would get like the League emblem with like a big red circle and a big X through the middle of it. Like anti-League, yeah. Because let's be honest, nobody that actually plays League enjoys playing League. They just enjoy seeing, the victory at the end of their screen, and anybody tells you otherwise, they are lying to you. I've
They're
been
just
playing this
addicted.
game. Yeah, I've been playing this game since season 2. Last time I probably had fun playing League was probably season 7. Let's be honest, if we're being truthful. But that'd probably be my choice. If I had to get an actual one, it would probably be Hillbilly Gragas on my right arm. Of course, I'm a Gragas enthusiast. That is the best skin in the game. So
And so you
I
don't
would
want
also do that.
your icon as your tattoo, your Gragas Poro. You don't want that.
On the other arm, left and right.
That's on the other arm.
Nah, no, it's not the Poro. It's got to be Hillbilly Gragas. That is the best skin
Hillbilly
in the
Gragas.
game.
Hillbilly Poro, though.
That's
No,
true. You can do a
no,
Hillbilly Poro. Come on.
no. I
No?
have to go with the OG. You can't disrespect the Hillbilly Gragas by making him a Poro.
Like a higher res hillbilly Gragas on your right shoulder, bro.
Mhm.
What about Hillbilly Gragas with a Hillbilly Poro on his shoulder?
That'd be
Ooh.
kind of cool. That would be kind of cool.
Maybe
2
his
in
little
1.
friend.
What about you, Dee? What would you do?
For it to, I don't know, bro.
Deity doesn't seem like the person that
He's
ever
not
is
old
going
enough
be
to get
getting-
one.
He's old enough. He's
I
18.
Oh,
He's
yeah?
old enough.
I think it's 18,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Is
you-
18?
Yeah, 18, you can get
Okay.
it.
You can get a tattoo anywhere in the states at 18. You can get it as early as 16, but you have to have parental consent.
I see.
Good
Yeah,
enough.
so you saying that he's not old enough is you're over here like saying that he's younger than Ethan or something, you know? Like he's not that much of a child. He's just an 18
Ethan,
year
so
old.
Ethan can't even get a tattoo with parents' consent though.
Oh, of course, but Ethan's the type of person that he'd find a way around it, and he'd figure it
He'd
out,
do it
you
He's
himself.
know?
in Maple Syrup Land,
Yeah.
anyways. Don't they have like different laws there?
Maple
Oh, you
syrup.
right.
Land.
He's true. They probably do. Don't have to go
It's
check
probably like
the
21, bro.
Canadian. You
Oh
have to
my
check the
god.
Canadian laws.
Somebody
I
pull up
I
Canadian bylaws.
I can neither confirm nor deny Canadian tattoo laws, but I'm sure at 21. I'm sure that 21 is like the age. But Didi, tattoo. I know you thought about this.
Yeah, I mean, all this conversation actually gave me time to think. Um, so you guys saw the I think it'd have to be either Star Guardian Urgot. Okay. That skin's so elite. Well, it's Pajama Guardian, but it's the same thing. Or like that new Halloween Urgot skin. Have you guys seen it yet? Like it was on the YouTube video about next patch.
Halloween
I mean,
Urgot.
yeah. For like preseason, season 13 stuff. It was released then. It looks so good.
Yeah, I mean, those are definitely, good ones.
Mhm.
Any of the Halloween ones I always love, just because I feel like that's just like my seasonal skin that I love seeing. Like, as much as they did Pantheon a little bad with his, could have been a little better. But otherwise,
Let's
if I
not
actually
beat
had
around
to,
the bush. It
what?
sucked.
Urgots looks really cool.
Yeah.
They all look
I
really
haven't
cool.
seen it. What does his look like?
I'll find it.
No, I got it. It's in
Okay.
podcast chat.
Oh, you did?
Just scroll down. The first one you'll see is Renata.
Urgot is basically my Gragas. He's like my main champ.
Ooh, very cool. Very cool. Oh, it's because we chose you remember a couple of months ago when they said let's do like what skin line do you want to have put in? And we said that we wanted Goth Girl, wanted like the goth a goth skin line. This is
Yeah,
probably the content for that because that really looks like Goth
correct.
Girl Annie, but that's Goth Girl Urgot. That looks super cool though. Looks kind of like the Boogeyman.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Makes me think of Boogie Boogie
Nightmare Before
from
Christmas.
Yep.
Yep.
True.
It looks really good.
So my tattoos, I have two tattoo thoughts, but the one that I'm really committed to, I have one that I'm really committed to and one that I was thinking about as you guys are talking about it. I think it would be super cool to have like a Fiddlesticks Crowstorm, like a
Ooh.
spooky like Crowstorm sleeve, and then you could have like different things, like different like champions, things like that were on it. But like a Fiddlesticks Crowstorm like on my leg or something or on my arm would be super super cool. Um but I actually want to do like a phrase because I have like this. I have an idea for my arm to do like significant phrases to me, or it's like cool just symbols that like I really resonate with in my life. Like from Wrath of the Lich King, no king rules forever.
That's a good one.
From Wrath
Yep.
of the Lich King, like Fear's the Mind Killer from Dune, and a bunch of other different ones. But Talia is my favorite champion, and one of my favorite quotes from her is "The bird's trust is not in the branch." So, just kind of like an inspirational quote, things like that.
I'm so sad you
Because
didn't say throw another rook. It's like
yeah,
my favorite Leah quote.
if at first you don't succeed, throw another rock. 100%. That's a great one too. You're gonna make me rethink my whole tattoo arm deity. Thanks.
Just get both, bro. Forehead.
Oh,
Easy.
five. That's a five head work. That's a five head.
True.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for letting me know about your tattoo stuff. I'm always inspired to get new tattoos, and so I'm really excited about that. But let's move on. Let's talk about pro play really quick. Gordo unfortunately had some car trouble. He's like the one that is like super into pro play. I don't know if anyone else has been really watching every game. But playoffs completely underway. We have, as at the time of this recording, we've completed, week 2 of playoffs. Um Upsets, question mark?
Yeah, I think we kind of said it beforehand, which would be 100 Thieves beating TL. I don't know, 100 Thieves this year. As much as I am a big fan of them, just I don't know. It just feels weird, just like seeing them go on farther and not be like in the lower bracket. I don't know. I just don't think it's a good year. I also feel bad about FlyQuest. FlyQuest was like I was really hoping they would beat TSM, but that's a whole different story.
I'm
Um,
Go ahead.
oh, I don't think there's any like particular upsets like that really stand out to me, but what intrigues me is like there was no like perfect 3-0s. Every single match except one's like 3-2, and then the FlyQuest versus TL game was 3-1, and it's just like very interesting. Feels like all the teams are closer than I thought they would be.
Can we bring up LCK, or is that too much of a spoiler
Uh,
for the
I mean,
finals?
you can if you want. Technically, I
Uh,
guess.
does anyone here care about watching the Genji T1 SKT1 versus Genji game
nah,
or
it's
set?
you're good.
No,
Okay,
you can ruin it.
Genji 3-0 T1 like completely curb stomped them on the ground.
Damn.
Okay.
I think it all roles besides Ruler and Guma went like even, but on like the top side of the map, Genji was just in the lead most of the games. To all of them, it was just a clear 3-0.
So I don't know about you guys, but I'm working now, and I've got other things that just I have to get done. I found it very difficult to keep involved in every single league.
Oh, it's hard.
But what I have done, what I've started to do is while I've been working, I'm watching. I've been rewatching the LCS. I'm currently on week 5 right now. But I've watched every single game from pre-show to post-game interview, just in its entirety, just learning about all of these different teams and how they performed and how they got there. And honestly, I'm super like at the beginning of the summer split. I know I talked about this. I had such high hopes for FlyQuest. I've been just such a big FlyQuest fan. I thought, they were going to do so well. I really I like their brand. I like the way that they've, continued to, how they want to continue to work with their roster. And then to find out that they couldn't make it in playoffs definitely was disappointing. Like they should have won the TSM um match. I don't have an explanation. The only explanation that can come to my mind is, having playoff experience. Having playoff experience does matter. And yes, Afremu has a ton of playoff experience, but the rest of the team maybe doesn't. And so maybe there was a nerves in it. Maybe it was because this was a best of 5 instead of, a best of 3 or just a single game. Like maybe that was the reason why that they fell short, but the fact that they weren't able to take that win against TSM is definitely disappointing. It's definitely disheartening, but what can you do?
True. I didn't really expect TSM to get this far anyways. Like I saw Speak a mental booming after every single game on Twitter too. It's just intriguing to see him get to lower bracket round 2.
They have to face off against the loser of Evil Geniuses and Cloud9. Cloud9 did beat CLG 3-2, and then CLG was able to beat Golden Guardians 3-2. So my prediction is that Evil Geniuses will win that series. Cloud9 will go up against TSM. I want to give it to Cloud9 because they've had a decent season, but I also don't like Cloud9 feels like it's such a wild card team. Like it really depends on the day to find out whether or not they're gonna win or not.
True.
And then Team Liquid versus CLG. Team Liquid just seems to have a playoff problem as well. Like, they've put a lot of money into this team, and now this is the second split in a row where we expected them to be in winners finals and they fall short to 100 Thieves in that 3-2. So maybe CLG has it in them. I mean, it could be just the Dokla diff,
It's always the Dokla diff.
But
Who do you guys
any
see winning it all?
go ahead.
Oh, I said, who do you guys see winning it all?
Ooh.
I think EG
For
has it in the
LCS?
bag.
Yeah.
Oh, EG probably. Honestly, they're just too good. It feels like the vibes of like C9 when they first started, as an org way back when. Like it's just one of those things that, they have a really good roster, but ain't broke, don't fix it kind of a thing, and it's been doing good, a couple splits now. So I would keep the way it is for now, and stay with them. But I feel like a good second could be CLG still. Like CLG's, I think, in a really solid spot. That even though, yeah, they're in lower, I think it's just, they got paired up with Cloud9. Cloud9 is kind of strong right now, but even the game today is going to be really hard to decide to see who's really going to be it. It is the top two going against each other. It feels like, but C9's just, I don't know, in a better but weird spot at the same time. I feel like they've been doing good, but not quite the way I would have hoped. For the season, would have hoped they would have been up a lot more, like be number 2, like 100 Thieves. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I haven't watched much of NA in this recent split. I've been watching more LPL and LCK personally.
He watches
If
all the
if
good
I
regions.
if I
Oh,
went off NA,
Okay,
what I've
we can
seen,
ignore
it'd
him.
be EG. It'd be EG.
Well, personally, I also think it'll be EG, but I also don't watch very much pro play. Something that I think we should talk about, but not just pro play, is just I don't know if you guys touched on it in the last podcast, but the current meta at the moment is something that we haven't really seen pretty much ever. What are your guys' thoughts on the whole meta in general with the changes to the dragons and how it's like chain sword, rush early, item power spike, fight early for these early objective type meta?
Okay. All right. So, patch notes did, like you said, like patch notes did come out, I believe, for 12.16. Udyr is now available, so like we can like talk about that as well if you want. So I have seen like uh, it's been apparent, I think, for a little while now, at least from the caster side of things that Kempug Chainsword is maybe arguably the best item in the game. Like, that's my hot take. I think Chainsword is the best item in the game right now because it is very cost effective. You get Grievous Wounds out of it, you get ability haste, and you get health. Like, everything that an AD bruiser champion would want. It's one of the reasons why Wukong is probably so good in the meta right now, is because he can apply Grievous Wounds to multiple members of an opposing team in a second. You get Nimbus Strike. That's 3 Nimbus Strike, optimal Nimbus Strike. You get into like their backline, you hit 3 members with Nimbus Strike, immediately Grievous Wounds on all 3 of them. You hit multiple people with your Cyclone, whether it be clone or not. Grievous Wounds potentially on 5 members of an opponent if you are able to knock them up immediately. And that just provides so much power to counter enchanter compositions. If you are an AD champion in the top lane, even in the mid lane, hell, like, especially in the jungle, like, I think you need to be buying this item. And that's, I think, what is revolving around the meta right now.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's chainsword, but it's also literally any cheap, cost efficient item in the game. The reason why chainsword is so broken at the moment is that it gives you pretty much the same stats as Gore Drinker for 500 gold less. Like if you look at it stat wise, it gives you the AD, it gives you the health, gives you the ability haste, it gives you everything that like a full mythic would give for 500 less gold, and it's crazy because since they added in treasure hunter, where a rune like that also just accelerates the amount of gold you get early. You can spike a chainsword so early that you can just force on the first objective, which is the first dragon, and with that chainsword purchase, and you can just blow up in the game. And it's not like the game is so fast paced now, and you get punished so much more with these dragons than you would in the past. Like in the past, you see people playing for second, third items, and like conceding the first two dragons, no problem. Now, if you concede the first two dragons, you're so weak to the point where you're gonna lose Rift Herald. Rift Herald now gets 300 gold. You're gonna be in such a bad situation, and they close out games very easily. So I think the whole meta it's kind of flipped on its head. Assassins have um the 2300 Umbral. You have tanks rushing Iceborne Gauntlet at 2800 gold, and then you have Chainsword, and then you have other AP champions doing the same thing with like first iteming the Nashor's Tooth on champs like Diana, and they're just trying to spike early and get those advantages. And I know people have been memeing me because I currently am struggling to get my account out of D2, and as a jungler who plays the way that I do, this meta is so much more punishing for playing solo queue, because you lose these objectives, and you guys are down so much gold, and it's so hard to come back.
I don't know,
But
like
then, so with it changing like that, so would you rather have it be like that, or would you rather change back to like an earlier iteration of like some of the different patches? Like obviously durability has helped a little bit when it comes to team fighting and everything, but like you said, now gold gets taken away a lot easier. The fact that yeah, if you get behind, I mean, it's very hard to come back. Do you feel like there's some easy changes that they could do to kind of fix that?
Well, Gitron, personally, I think that from a comp standpoint or a pro play standpoint, this meta is very, very interesting to watch. I think it shows a lot of skill in teams and coordination about using early tempo and pressuring advantages and building comps around what you're trying to accomplish than other metas did. Because back in the day, you'd see people like pretty much do nothing until they get two items, and then you'd see like one team fight and the game would be over. So I think for the most part, I think the patch is very healthy for the game. But for someone that plays a lot of solo queue recently, it's really cringe for a jungler when playing solo queue, because those the meta is so fast paced that even if you perfectly track the enemy jungler and you're pinging him and you're making plays and you're up camps, or you're doing all these things to get ahead in the game,
Mhm.
if they're able to have like you get punished way harder for having a losing bot lane or a losing mid lane or having no prio mid. Like if you have no prio mid in solo queue, you literally lose Rift Herald and Dragon. You can't play the game. Your bot lane loses. How do you get dragons if your bot lane's losing? If you play towards top side, your top lane's winning. Like sure you can trade the Rift Herald, but it's punished way more than it was in the past. Like before you could it'd be so easy to stomp like Pistol low elo, because as a jungler you could be like, oh, it's whatever if I give first two dragons and just get a level advantage, and then I use that level advantage to win the game. But now it's like these dragons are so strong that you can't just give the first two dragons. You have to be in a position to be able to fight early, or else you get so far put behind that it's very hard to play the game. So I would say for the most part, I'd say it's healthy for comp play, and it's a lot harder for solo queue because you get punished a lot harder. But I guess it really just depends what you
Uh,
want.
I agree about solo queue. It's been a struggle these last couple patches, just because it's like even as a juggler, like you're trying to do your best, and there's times that like yeah, like okay, buying is beating themselves off now. Like okay, I have no prio then to go take a Drake because they're always going to be pushed in, and the moment I go there, there's a ward there, I'm already spot out, and they're just going to rotate. A lot easier, even if mid's ahead. On your side, kind of a thing. It still seems that it's giving back to like both lanes. You want to help be healthy, but yeah, at the same time, you're trying to not trade out objectives if you don't have to. And yeah, I agree. It's definitely a more skillful meta, which makes me realize that yeah, I hate this meta.
I uh, I disagree with that. Like I so I think that well, it is a more skillful meta, so I guess I don't disagree with that. But I think that there's a interesting I think that there's a dichotomy at this point within the meta right now where there are teams that there are compositions that focus on the early game, and then there's compositions that focus on the late game, right? Like there the mid game, because of that case, the mid game is so much more important, and a lot of players, and even a lot of competitive players, a lot of diamond master players have difficulty navigating the mid game very well, which ties in to itemization and things like that. If you're playing an early game composition, for example, like let's say you're playing a early game composition that has Wukong. Maybe you've got a what's a strong early game top laner right now?
Renekton. So
Renekton.
Renekton. Let's say like you get a Renekton top, and then you go for like a mid game scaling mage in the mid lane. So you go like Victor, Orianna, maybe even like an Ari, for example, and then you've got a stable bottom lane. Let's say you got like Ezreal Karma, decent composition, can work out to play well, but in that specific composition, like the early game is so impactful, you know, which requires you, because you are playing Renekton, which is just gonna fall off so quickly. Like you do have to win in the early game top side. You have to be able to make sure that your mid lane is able to roam up so that you can get that first Rift Herald to get that early advantage. Now in the bottom lane, Ezreal Karma might not have the best opportunities to help you with dragons because they might be pushed in depending on if the Karma is roaming around, which I believe in that specific composition, the Karma needs to be on the top side of the Rift to make sure the Renekton Wukong is able to get that first Rift Herald, to be able to get that early gold, and to be able to get that early gold advantage. So Ezreal is not going to have priority on the bottom side of the Rift. But because you are playing an early game, because you are looking to be able to go towards the Rift Herald, like the expense of items is something that you need to be thinking about. Wukong, for example, probably shouldn't be going Trinity Force because it's 300 gold more than Divine Sunderer. Like it should be Divine Sunderer, Kempuk Chainsword, boots, right? Like you need to be winning the game before the 20-minute mark, and you need to be able to start that snowball. If not, Ezreal Victor might not be able to carry you through the mid game to end the game before 25, 27 minutes because your opponent might have the opportunity to scale up themselves if they are playing like a scaling composition. And that's the opposite side of that is like there are compositions that work well in scaling up and mitigating some of that early game pressure that these early compositions provide. So I think that it is smart itemization and smart rune selection that is making the difference between some players and some teams performing very well. If you're playing an early game composition, it might be good to build a thrifty item. Because like Azael says it all the time when he casts. He says, the full item is so much more valuable than the sum of its parts. So if you can get a full item that maybe costs less, it's going to be much more valuable than two parts of a more expensive item. So It all depends on you. It really does depend on itemization. Depends on runes and knowing the composition that your team is building and knowing how to itemize around that.
Agree. I mean, like, item spikes work differently, right? Like, if you buy a cheaper item, you're going to be way more impactful in the fight than having just the components. It's like, I do think what Gigatron said, I think you need to play good to be more impactful in this meta, but I think that's what makes the game more fun, in my opinion, because, like, you're rewarded for making good plays instead of just building super good items or playing an overtuned champion. It just seems like it's more balanced overall, how a game should be.
Now, do you think that Udyr is overtuned right now?
Yes.
Um, just just a bit.
Day one, no, because obviously you're still trying to figure it out. But like, even when I was like looking through a couple of things, I was like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be really annoying. And then day two, yeah, you just get face rolled by him, and you're just like, yep, this is why I hate when we rework or redo champ or a new champion comes out. But that's fine. I mean, it's just the little curse it needs to have like its first like 2 weeks, and then they'll hopefully tune them out a little bit.
All
His
right,
win
guys.
rate's
I'm
beautiful.
gonna give a little hot take for it. I don't think Udyr is really that good.
Sure.
I think Udyr is a champion that is kind of like you can compare it to like Sivir, right? So like this champion early doesn't really do anything. If you let Udyr get to 2-3 items, Udyr becomes a menace. But it doesn't change the problems that Udyr has as a champion. I think the rework for most circumstances was successful. His clear speed is way slower than it used to be. He can still 315 both sides on full clears, but he's really not all that strong until he gets his first item. He will lose majority. He'll lose a lot of the fights in River that he used to win against like a lot of different junglers, and he's very susceptible to getting ganked, or not getting ganked. I mean, getting invaded. I'm sorry, but so if you play against an Udyr and you have the prio and you have the ability to fight him and invade him, he kind of reminds me of like Hecarim in a sense, where yes, once he gets his 2-3 items, he's very strong, but he's very susceptible to the invades in the early game stages of the game. So I think it should be interesting to watch. I think there's definitely comps that you can build to build around it and show how much of a menace it can be once he gets 2-3 items. But I don't think it's completely broken in the sense that this champ is pick ban, or like this champ has no counters, or stuff like that.
Oh yeah, agree with that. Agree with that in the jungle as well. Um, I have played against a couple of Udyrs that have been able to play the early game very well and just kind of be able to roam into enemy jungle and be a menace and take camps not relatively quickly, but just be able to play around the enemy jungler really effectively, and it has been kind of a nuisance. But I think that like with any other champion and with any other rework, we haven't seen the full effects of the Udyr rework because there's still so much that people need to learn and realize. Um, maybe not the most direct correlation, but like Renata Glask, for example, I thought that for the first 3 to 4 months of Renata being out, she was an absolutely terrible champion to pick in competitive play because no one knew how to play her. She was so bad, just so bad. But then as players started to figure out how it works, like it became such a high pick support because you're able to do so much with it. And I think that that's the same thing with Udyr right now is like I don't want to see Udyr be played in people's drafts. Like not in the rest of summer and maybe even in fall. Maybe until like the end of fall because even though you might have some knowledge of how it works because it is a rework, I don't want to see you playing it because you just don't have enough practice with it as a team and as a player in general. So I don't know. I don't know. I never really liked Udyr to begin with.
Just farm until you are Exodia. That is Udyr. The tank
one of the-
menace from Venice.
one of the
Take
last
this.
pre-rework Udyr games that I played, it was like 37 minutes long. I was playing in the mid lane. This guy like refused to do anything except farm for like 32 minutes. 32 minutes, gets all 6 items, level 18, and then starts coming to fights. And what do you know? He just steamrolls the entire enemy composition. It was insane. It was insane. It was so ridiculous too because we could have won the game a lot sooner had he been part of team fights. Had he actually contributed to the cause before 30 minutes.
To the
but
cause.
I digress.
For the cause.
For the cause. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think he's in a still a weird spot. Like, he's strong and annoying, but I don't know. It's something that if they reworked it the way they did, I would have expected something different, personally. But that's just my hot take. I'm not gonna go further into it. We'd be here for like hours.
Definitely not Udyr's hot.
Hey
That's the
man,
best skin.
Udyr's a pretty good looking character. What do you mean?
That skin's great.
They got Five Nights at Freddy's. It's good right now.
What are your guys' thoughts on the current TFT patch and like the way that's been going?
I think the new one's gonna be interesting.
Bro.
The lakes, the lagoons.
I'm so excited. Talia's back. Oh man, I love it. I love it. I'm so excited that Talia is part. I've always like I said, I'm big Talia fanboy. My favorite champion. So anytime that she's in TFT, it just feels so great. I'm sad that she's not like a cool 5-cost champion, but the fact that she's a 1-cost champion and she's probably going to be playing a lot. She's probably going to be played like Ezreal or Karma. It's fine. It's cool. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I am super excited for Monkey Kong to come back again because whenever Wukong's back, he just takes over that meta like super quickly. It seems like he's just I don't know. He's always in a really good spot, and I love that aspect. This is the thing that I like about TFT with like mid patches where they change like to their 0.5 one where it's like, okay, you know what? We saw what we liked and didn't like in the first part of the season. We're gonna fix it now, and add in a couple other things. Like last time was like you added in Silco. This time you're adding in way even more things that I would not have expected, and bringing back a bunch of champions. Yeah, I'm super happy with that. Plus more Drakes. Yeah, I'm in for this.
I'm ready to see how Swain the Dragon Destroyer works. That's one of the new characters.
Yeah, so Swain's gonna be a menace. I feel like he might be more of a menace than Donkey Kong, but
Sounds interesting. I hope he has a unique effect against other dragons. Like how Scalestorm works, just like on a dragon though. Like he kills other dragons. Like he 25% more damage done from Swain to other dragons. I hope they do something cool.
it's live on PBE right now, right?
I haven't played it, so it might be. I just know I saw his name and I thought it was cool.
Yeah, he is. I believe that there is PBE stuff that you can do. Now. So, but I haven't done it yet. I think TFT is in a really good spot right now. I really liked what they did with the dragons and with all of the like unique champions that were in TFT. That were in TFT once the new patch came out, and I'm really excited for this next for 7.5. But I don't know. I like we'll have to see how it plays out because like anything, until you actually play it, until you actually see it in action, you really don't know how you're gonna make it feel. But all I know is that I've got less than a month now to get myself to master, and I need Butter to help me. I need Butter to help me.
I
Show
am
me
not
the
good
way.
at I am not good at TFT. I play TFT to try and de-tilt. Like I hit like 180 LP in League Masters, winning like 80% of my games. And then I was getting so tilted from win trades, AFKs, people running it down after 2 minutes. Like as I was peaking, that I quit League for like a month and a half, 2 months, and I just spammed TFT. And that was like my happy place for like a month. But now I got to deal with the repercussions of me, not playing League for 2 months. And yeah, I would not. I play League. I play TFT as a hobby. I would say it helped, but I no way do I think I'm actually good at TFT. If you want to get good at TFT, I would talk to Mr. Pig Boss Moo. That guy is pretty good at TFT.
Pig Boss Moo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Who the
he
heck
did
is
win
that?
the TFT competition.
Yes, he did.
Who the heck is that?
Wait, Moose, there's no way you're random checking my boy Brandon right now. Oh my goodness.
Not
He is
Brandon.
definitely random.
Oh my
checking.
god, there's no way.
Anyone but Brandon, man.
Oh my god. You see, I don't know. I don't know
Is
how
not
you guys
really.
handle these goons in chat all the time. Oh my god.
Nah, they're just all piss low randoms like my friend Buddha and Stripes here.
Yeah, TFT random for sure.
Listen,
I'm like a bronze too,
listen.
by the way. Just
My silver.
putting it out there.
I am platinum at the moment. Thank you very much.
Damn, you're
Aren't
just
you-
better.
You're cool.
I'm gold
You're
4.
cool. Oh, you're
Yeah.
cooler.
Oh, speaking of which, I did just get into gold in League as well.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So that you can still climb at the end of a split. Thank you very much. After not playing League for about 2 months, literally did not play League. Just played all TFT. Got myself to diamond in last last set, and I want to get to master here for this TFT set, but it's not going to happen.
I believe in you.
Oh my god. I can't believe that Buddha is flaming me in Discord right now.
I'm
I
not flaming
can't.
you. I'm
You're
just letting my boy Mr. Pig Boss Moo know that you are random checking him. Like he is some schmuck that nobody's ever talked to before.
just some goon. Thank you
Yes.
very much. That's what I said. I said he was some goon or something. But speaking of you, Buddha, let's talk about you a little bit. Let's talk. You got some things going on, right?
Talk about
You got some
me.
cool.
That's
You
my
got some.
favorite subject.
You got some cool things going on in your
Classic
life.
jungler.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got
classic
I got a, I got a
jungler.
few I got a few cool things going on, I would say.
Yeah, why don't we talk about you for the last 10 minutes or so?
All right, I love talking about myself. I am currently I just got done with my first week of school. We had our first week of this semester. I got the opportunity to come to Converse University in South Carolina,
Ooh.
and I am going to be the starting jungler for their League of Legends team. So I have some big shoes to fill. Uh, they got third place last year in CLOL with players like Scary Jerry, and so we have to represent. But it's exciting, being at a new place, new school, all my new teammates. I have this like wonderful gaming arena that I get to use every day. That is pretty insane. The whole opportunity that I'm getting here, but
So how did so are you sad that you're not going to be playing as much Team Ambition, and how has Team Ambition um limited your ability to be good at this game?
well, Team Ambition has limited. Be good at this game. Oh, okay. Here's a good example.
I think
So
Jason has something to do with it.
Okay, here. I don't know if Jason has something to do with it, but Mr. Protz definitely has something to do with it. I message this man and I say, "Okay, we are still looking for mid and top laners for my collegiate team. Do you know anybody that you could send my way?" And this guy responded, and he's like, "Bitch, who do you think you are? Like you're not scalping my players." I'm like, "Prots, why are you doing this to me? Like you probably know like everybody under the sun. Like he's over here like thinking I'm gonna take his PG players. Like you don't win anyway, Prots. Like why are you like violating me? Like what is this?
Jeez.
My
Not a
goodness.
not a hot take. Not a hot take. No, I'm just playing. I love TA. I wish I had more time to be able to play. Before I had this opportunity, I was gonna play in a Masters League with a bunch of the TA boys, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to do that anymore. So yeah, it is what it is. But I'm happy and I'm blessed and I'm thankful for all the opportunities that I've gotten under TA in the past year, for sure.
100%. I mean, I'm glad to have you. I know, I'm sure Deity or Stripes or Gigatron has a story or something they want to share about Buddha, but you know,
Oh,
Well,
share.
Wait, what?
Stripes would just talk shit. Like it's not even like he would slander my
Back
name.
back in the old days, me and Buddha used to go down by the creek and we would throw the dip in our mouths and shoot the ducks, go pew pew pew, and the ducks go down and our dogs go get them. We have good grub. That's a good story.
That's actually exactly what happened down here in the
Okay.
south.
Down in the south.
That is a perfect representation of what me and Stripes do in our free time when we're
Yep.
not playing League.
Yeah, we're not
Exactly.
playing league. That's exactly what we're doing.
exploring the southern playstyle,
Mhm.
featuring
course.
Stripes and Buddha.
Mhm.
I remember I play double up with Buddha sometimes, and he like piss carries me, and I just int him like crazy, and we get like second place. He just
I'm a
gets like
man of
his warriors like comp, and he just rolls everyone, and then I'm just losing every round. I tell him, no copium, my Namzi scaling, I got this, and then we just
Dude,
lose.
I play league with Buddha and we get second place too.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's so not true. Okay, Stripes has not played with me in so long. If we look at our record, me and Stripes win more than we lose, but he gets so upset at the games that we lose that it's like ingrained in his mind. It's the same thing with Mr. Elucidator's Light. I have a 60 something percent win rate with this guy over 150 games this season. And whenever I ask this
You're
guy to
banned from
play,
dueling.
he
It's a
says
fight.
he says we don't win together. I'm like, well, the fucking facts don't show something else, buddy. We win 60% of our games, if not more. Like when Stripes was doing his unranked climb on his new account, I boosted him. We won 18 wins in a row where he was playing like Karma top and being my little like e-girl. Like, thank you.
I still do that for like GM junglers. It's vibing.
Mhm, exactly.
It's
You're
vibe.
you're 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 like a little like doggy here,
No,
good
when I can
puppy.
put, I need the Seraphine to come top.
Little
That's what I'm
Mhm.
telling
Discord
people.
kitten.
They
Yeah,
need to
of
send me
course.
Seraphine.
Yeah.
But wait, so
Mhm.
wait, today we have the draft thing for captains, and I'm playing mid lane. I can finally play Seraphine.
Great.
Hallelujah.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Hallelujah.
Piss
Yes, Stripes.
broken champion.
You're yeah. That's enough, Buddha. We don't have to talk about you anymore.
All right. I guess that means that's gonna be the end for me. I'm gonna hop off.
Oh my god!
Uh,
No, don't leave! Don't leave!
no. You obviously don't want to talk about me anymore. You don't want me here. It's fine.
Buddha,
I'll just hop out.
I can
It's
tell
fine.
that ballooning your ego too
Mhm.
much is a
You
problem.
shattered it,
Ballooning,
man.
You shattered
ballooning
it.
my. Wait. You think you guys could ever balloon my ego? Like, bro, I do that all myself. I don't need help doing that. But like, it's completely fine. No,
Oh
no
my
problem,
god!
bro. You
Oh
cannot
my
play
god!
League of Legends and you cannot play jungle without having ego. Like, it's
You're
fine.
right.
Is that why I haven't climbed? Is because my ego
Not
is
enough
just
ego.
so pit
Yeah,
low?
yeah,
Pit
exactly.
low?
You don't have enough ego.
Yeah.
Like
All right.
you have to have ego and then climb to like D4 and then instantly like triple the amount of ego when you're still not good at the game. And then you're in like perfect like League of Legends like
You're in the
area,
gamer mode. You're in
Yeah,
gamer
yeah, you're
mode.
in gamer mode. That's what
All right.
happens.
Gets
I'm gonna
perma-banned
Mhm.
5 games later. Like,
Yep,
That's
exactly.
hard gamer mode.
Yeah,
I
exactly. 100%.
better not get permabanned. This account is from 2011. I have thousands of dollars on this account. I better not get permabanned. But
Jo-
all right,
Join the
I got
club.
you. I got you now. I'm the best League of Legends player in this chat right now. No
Correct.
clap.
Yes.
Correct.
No clap. I
Alright,
gotta
as
Correct.
long as I can have second
personality.
place, I'll be content, miss.
Correct.
What do you mean Gigatron second? Why are you talking?
What?
Correct.
You know, it's the Shoutcaster buff. Shoutcasters have the best macro, probably better macro than any other player. It's just our hands are just
No, it's the different perspective y'all
trash.
get. Y'all get the better perspective of the game.
No, it's fine, Mr. Moose. If you're gonna identify as the best League of Legends player, then I'm gonna identify as League of Legends Demon on the Rift. I'm not a player anymore. You know, like
He's ascended.
ascended.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I now identify as the best moose.
Yeah, exactly. So if
Oh.
Moose is the best, then I now identify as Moose. So now
Yeah.
I'm the best.
I am the best attack
Exactly.
helicopter to ever hit the rift, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Exactly. All right, but I'm going to be heading out. I am
All
going
right,
to
guys.
get
Yeah.
dinner. Thank you for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Wait. All right. Wait, before you go. Any final shout outs, any final words you want to give out to the TA community?
Any
Final
Twitches
sh-
Buddha.
any final shout outs? Okay, my final shout out goes to director of esports, Mr. Win Trading. I love that guy.
That's
Except when he
what's up.
runs it
Win-
down in my rankings
Mhm.
we don't have to talk about that.
on Twisted.
You
alright.
you can't say anything bad about Wind.
I mean,
Oh,
he
what?
wait,
doesn't-
Okay,
why-
he
you,
call
you
it
why-
can,
why?
okay, all right, Moose. Let's be honest here. You can say a lot of things
Say a
bad
lot of
about
things
Win.
about Win.
You know, but you can't say anything bad about Wind as a person. As a League of Legends player, you know, sometimes he struggles to hit his R button on Yasuo when I give him the 5-man engage as Gragas, and then I want to like pull out my hair, you know. But like that's only like occasionally.
I mean,
Have you ever actually
he
pulled out
also
your
has
hair?
1 in 14 on TF in my plat
Oh,
games.
oh
but-
yeah, no, I could tell you some stories about like some things. The first time I hit Masters, by the way, when I got my first Masters series, I won my first game, and then Win said, "Yo, I'll play the next two with you," and he runs it down my series. He ints like 2 games in a row, and so I was 1-0, and then I go to 1-2, and I had to come back from 1-2 in my Masters series for the first time, and to hit Masters. And this dude I think he went 1-14 on Yasuo or something. It was great content, but
He was scaling.
it's all in the past, you know. I love that guy.
Gotcha.
But I'm out of here. Bye bye.
See?
Well, with that
Mic
being
drop.
said, guys, yeah, mic drop. With that being said, guys, that is gonna do it today for the podcast, Talks Ambition. Another one in the works. This one was really fun, guys. We'll definitely have to do it again in like 2 weeks or something.
Per usual.
Maybe
Right.
2 weeks.
Probably 2 weeks.
Probably 2
Possibly.
weeks. Yep,
And
possibly.
then post it 2 months later.
Well,
Post it too much later.
hopefully
That's
less
for
than
sure.
that, but
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, check it out. I believe this one is going up on YouTube, but we're also going to be uploading it to a specific podcast platform. I don't think that has been confirmed at this moment, but when it does get confirmed, you guys can find it on our Twitter and all of that fun stuff. Make sure you guys are staying up to date with all the TA content by following the Twitter, subscribing to the Twitch, and joining the Discord where we hang out. We talk about stupid shit and probably how Jason is still terrible and awful and
smells bad, of course.
yeah, it smells bad, is stinky, for sure.
Oh, and he
Shout
has
out, of
COVID.
course. And he has COVID now? Yeah, that makes sense.
So much
Um,
bullying.
yeah. But shout out, of course, as always, to Prots, Emma, and all the other content people behind the scenes, whom without we wouldn't be able to continue to schedule stuff and make things as beautiful and as cool as they can be. But with that being said, on behalf of everybody here at the podcast, this has been Talks Ambition. We'll see you guys all next time. Take care.
Bye bye.
Peace.